I sat there in silence. No tears. No shouting. No dramatic confrontation. Just a strange calmness. Because in that moment, I realized something important. I couldn't control what Vanessa had done, but I could control what happened next. The following morning, she returned home acting as if nothing had happened. And I played along. I kissed her goodbye before work. I smiled during dinner. I listened to her lies, all while secretly preparing for the end. Over the next several months, I met with attorneys and financial experts. I reviewed every contract, every business record, every investment account. I learned exactly what the law protected and what it didn't. I documented everything carefully. Every decision I made was completely legal. Meanwhile, Vanessa continued her double life. She had no idea I already knew. Then one evening, she finally said the words I had been expecting. I want a divorce. There wasn't a hint of sadness in her voice. If anything, she looked excited. As though she had already won. As though she was imagining the fortune she would receive once the marriage ended. I simply nodded. If that's what you want. The divorce proceedings began shortly afterward. At first, Vanessa seemed confident. Then the financial disclosures started. Document after document revealed facts she hadn't expected. Business holdings. Ownership records. Investment structures. Years of legal documentation. Her confidence slowly disappeared. The woman who had once smirked across the table at me now looked nervous every time she entered the courtroom. When the judge finally issued the ruling, the outcome was clear. Vanessa received only the assets she was legally entitled to. The overwhelming majority of the wealth I had spent years building remained mine. I still remember the look on her face. Shock. Disbelief. Regret. For the first time, she realized I had known far more than she ever suspected. The divorce was finalized a few weeks later. Ryan disappeared from her life shortly afterward. Apparently, he had loved the excitement of a secret affair more than the reality of a serious relationship. Funny how often that happens. As for me, I sold the house and moved to a new city. I focused on my business. I traveled. I made new friends. And slowly, I built a life that no longer revolved around betrayal. Then, almost 2 years later, my phone buzzed. A message from Vanessa. Daniel, I've spent a long time thinking about everything. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Can we meet and talk? I stared at the message for several moments. The old version of me would have responded immediately. The man who sat outside Ryan's house that night might have given anything to hear those words. But that man no longer existed. I deleted the message. Then I put my phone back in my pocket and continued walking. The sun was setting over the city. For the first time in years, I felt completely free. Vanessa had spent months planning her future without me. What she never realized was that I had already built mine without her. And unlike her, I never looked back.